Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with RomWills. Stay calm in a storm. Stay calm in a storm. And I know I've talked about this before, probably, but I was thinking about it because, yeah, we had a thunderstorm. But I think about where I really got that from. I remember when I was in high school, I played soccer and we didn't practice right at the school. We had to go out into Montgomery County to practice at this monastery or whatever it was. Whatever they had, that I feel was way out there. And I was out there with my 10 speed, right? So, and I never forget, I will never forget this. A thunderstorm hit. A thunderstorm hit while I'm riding home on a 10 speed. And then I also had a flat tire. 2 flat tires on the 10 speed, riding through a storm. And it was tough. I got home, of course. But after that, I was just like, that storm didn't do anything. That physical storm didn't do anything for me. And in fact, to this day, when I hear thunder and lightning out, or I hear it raining real hard, I get real calm. I stay real calm because, trust me, shoot, as a 17-year-old, I've been through a real bad situation with a storm, a physical storm. So, a metaphorical storm or the type of storm where something is happening in your life, I learned to stay calm. I learned to stay calm. Because if you have anything happening in your life, not even a physical storm, but anything happening in your life that's upsetting your peace, the way to deal with it is to be at peace, to stay calm, no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on. And the reason why you're staying calm, it's not saying forget about the problem. You definitely want to solve the problem, but you can't solve it if you're all upset because you're not thinking clearly. I'll never forget what this elder told me one time. He said, no matter if it's a man-made problem, you can always solve it. You can always solve it. And indeed, even if it's an act of nature, you can always come up with a solution to how to deal with it. But staying calm is the important thing, staying at peace, because then you can really think about it. How can you solve it? No matter what's happening. It could be your car breaking down in a weird place. How can you solve this? It could be whatever. It could be something happening to your home. Can you solve this? I remember when I was a freshman in college, the building I was living in an apartment building, burned to the ground. It literally burned to the ground. All I got out with was some pajama bottoms. And thankfully, it wasn't a night when I was just wearing underwear. And we wore tighty whities back then too. So but I dealt with it because I stayed calm during it. And even afterwards, we were given an option of not taking our final exams. And we had people who were going to talk with us. I was just calm. I was just like, talk with some friends, was able to go home, able to get some stuff, but I was calm. I didn't really worry about it because I had learned the lesson of staying calm, no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on. And trust me, been through some stuff. I don't mind telling people. Been at the top of some things, been at the bottom of some things, but I stayed calm no matter what the storm was. And I don't care what's happening in your life. You got the only way. Now it's not saying, oh, you just ignore it, or you just say, oh, this is happening, oh, I'm gonna be calm. No, you're gonna solve the problem. But how you gonna solve it if you being all upset? If you like, screaming around. Because if you're doing all that, if you're getting all upset, you're not thinking clearly. Because usually if you in there and jumping around, You're not thinking at all. You're responding in one way. You up there screaming. You focus on that problem instead of saying, oh, okay, this happened. What can I do to solve it? And really the lesson I learned going through that storm in high school on a 10 speed with 2 flats. And I was just like, I always go back to it. Say, well, you know what? Because all I could do then was go home. We didn't have smartphones then. We didn't have smartphones. And I ain't have any money on me to call home and get somebody to come pick me up. I had no choice but to go home. See, and then when you're going through all these situations, you have no choice but to solve it. But here's the thing. If you learn how to stay calm, peaceful, no matter what's happening, then you can think clearly. When you think clearly, then you can clearly think about the answer to that problem, no matter what it is, no matter what's going on. You want to do that because going through life, we're going to have issues. Anybody who's saying they're going through life without any issues, they either A, lying, or B, they are really advanced spiritual being. They need to be doing these videos. That's one of the few people I'm going to watch, and then I'm going to ask them, well, how'd you get to this point? But we all going to go through something, and it's no shame in it. We all going to have something. We're all going to get sick. We all going to have that situation where we needed to be someplace and maybe our car breaks down or something. Something can happen. What are we going to do about it? How are you going to stay calm? You don't get upset. Because I've seen people get upset over stuff and it's just like, how's this really helping you? You're not really dealing with it. And trust me, I've seen it. I've seen people get upset multiple times. It was like, this ain't working. And it can be tough. And let's just be real. You're going to have to practice staying calm. Because let's just be real. Most people, when something happens, they're going to get upset. You might be one of them. And it's no shame in it. It's no shame. And you want to practice it. Whenever something happens, my first reaction is never to just get upset. It was just like, oh, okay. No matter what's happening, it's like, here's another issue to solve. Even if it's bothering me to the extent it was like, well, I was going to do this, but let me take care of this. Still stay calm. I learn to respond to stuff, staying calm. And you can do it. You might not can do it right this second, but you can grow into it. You can grow into it. All right? Then I want y'all to think about that. And I know I probably talk about this again and again and again, but it's very important because it's going through life. Problems are going to pop up. I don't care who you are. Now, it might, for one person who's really cultivated their staying calm, staying at peace, they might can handle it, but that problem still is going to pop up. But that person who hasn't cultivated their peace, they might be in trouble. They might be in trouble until they cultivate it. In fact, I will say this. Let me just say this. These incidents have happened really to help you build that muscle, right? Think about it like that. And you want to get to the point, no matter what's happening, you're just like, oh, I can deal with it. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to think, oh, woe is me. Because just think about it. If Uncle Rom can get through a terrible thunderstorm on a 10 speed with 2 flat tires, you can do whatever. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I want every one of you to keep rising to become the best person that you can be. Peace and blessings.